Hey, good afternoon everyone. Hello to all my friends and my fellow brain tumor survivors. Today marks the 11th anniversary of the first craniotomy, or the craniotomy to remove a brain tumor. I had, after the first surgery, I had 4 additional surgeries after that. But I was all set to go for a hike today, an overnight trip to kind of celebrate it. But as I was getting ready to grab the steak out of the freezer, it was pointed out to me that by the time that I go and do my overnight trip and edit everything down, it was going to be probably at the minimum 3 days before I actually uploaded the video. So if I'm just going to do this real quick, I'm not going to go on a long hike or anything. I'm just right back out here at the old family farm. But anyway, what I wanted, since I said today is the 11th anniversary of that initial surgery, and really the transformation of my life, because 11 years ago, probably around this time, by now I was already in a chemically induced coma because of the grand mal seizures. But earlier on this date, 11 years ago, I woke up with a feeling of dread, and I don't know if any of the other brain tumor survivors that may watch this experience this, but I had no other really warning signs. But that morning I woke up, but my leg, when you sleep on your arm and you wake up and it just plops down. That's what my leg felt like when I woke up, and that I thought I could shake it off, but it didn't shake off. I couldn't shake it off. Probably 45 minutes later, after waking, my friend Jason and I were on our way back to his house where my Jeep was parked, and I had a mini grand mal seizure. I seized up for just a second, was out of it for I don't know how long. To me it just seemed like 10 seconds, I don't know. And then I was back to my senses. And at that time I smoked, so I was telling Jason, he asked if I was okay, and I said, yeah, just let me catch my breath and maybe pull over to the side of the road and I'll get out and smoke a cigarette. Well, before I even got the pack of cigarettes out, I was fishing around in the pack for a cigarette, and I felt a feeling that I've never felt before. It was a smell, but I don't know. It's really hard to describe it, but a feeling of electricity or of impending doom. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, everything. I remember grabbing the hell handle on vehicles, and every muscle in my entire body seized up tightly. Sorry, I digressed from the point. When I had those grand mal seizures, everything went black. The world literally went black. And there are some little moments here and there that I can kind of maybe like being in the ambulance for a second, but I guess that's a conversation for the actual overnight trip. But as far as what I experienced and the horror, and then the feeling of peace. But I'll wait and save the full story until I do that overnight trip. So today, it's just one of those. I just wanted to say, I wanted to thank everyone. When I went into the coma, or when I went into the seizures and was placed in that coma, chemically induced, and when I woke up, the guy that went in, had a pretty good life. Things were going pretty good. And then when I woke up, the world radically took a shift for the worse in a lot of ways. But in several ways, it showed me the goodness of people. And speaking of which, I'm going to crack open a beer in celebration of today. And to all of my all my friends, and if you're a brain tumor survivor and you watch this, cheers to you, because we're still here. My original, my diagnosis is an oligodendroglioma grade 2, and the prognosis was that I should not even be here. You know, I should already have, taken a dirt nap. Cheers. And that reminds me, I talked about I should have already taken a dirt nap. Several of the people that I used to hang out with on a regular basis, a couple of them have passed on. Sometimes you wonder why you're still here and why others have gone on. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all that today. Today's a happy day. Today is a day that I'm here. Doctors gave me a 50% chance of ever walking again because I had a mini stroke during the original craniotomy, and I still have problems speaking. Not as bad as I used to, but now I do the pause speaking like Captain Kirk. Like, damn it, Bones, I need you now. Well, my brain, I'm thinking it, and I'm thinking it, but the thinking and the translating it to verbally speaking it's like there's a delay. Like if you're a gamer, you remember the days of lag. Anyway, I'm digressing now. I've forgotten totally what I was saying. That's there again. Short-term memory loss. I know even before the brain tumor. It's not all. I can't blame it all on brain tumor and the surgeries and the radiation and blah blah blah. I used to do that. Everybody does that. Sometimes you get wound up and then you go off on a tangent. I had a lot of professors like that as well, and I do that. Like I said, I do that all the time. Did that before. Doing it right now. Anyway, so. Speaking of, and that's one of the side effects now. It didn't happen originally, but through the additional doses of radiation, I've had the regular radiation where you lose all of your hair, and I've had the gamma knife, which was in a way worse than the regular radiation, and I've had 2 rounds of chemotherapy. And but as you can see, if you watch my videos, you know that I can walk again. That was very painful. It took, after that diagnosis, and then the prognosis of 50%, 50% of chance of never actually walking normally or walking again, getting out of that wheelchair. Within 2-3 months, I should have logged all this stuff down, but see, I'm left-handed. And the brain tumor was on the parietal lobe on the right side, and I still only have maybe, it's hard to say it's a percentage, but maybe 30% feeling from running my mouth and forgetting things. I didn't write anything down. This was, and I know that's bad, be professional, write it down, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. But what was I going to say? Oh. It took me a couple of months, and then I started doing, I used my walker and was doing static Qigong postures. And I finally, within 3 months, I told my physical therapist that it was time for her to go. I let her go, fired, or whatever you want to say, because I was willing to endure like pain that would make me, literally, it did make me cry. And I got a pretty good pain tolerance. It made me cry, the pain I went through just to be able to walk again. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Well, an enemy. But I wouldn't wish that on any of my friends. And that brings me back to the fact that you don't realize how good or how close your friends are until you're in an ICU room and you wake up and you're surrounded by your friends, and your friends have taken photos and made little, murals to cheer you up. Because I tell you what, I mean, I know most of the brain tumor survivors, or at least all of them that I've talked to. We have all been at that point where we're ready to just, jump in the lake and not bother to try to swim, if you know what I mean. And a big shout out goes out to Tina for everything you've done for me, and also a big shout out goes out to Kristen, because she is the one. And look at that! It's like I'm turning into Superman. Can you see that? Dun, dun, dun. The only thing now is just to maybe make those letters gray. But she drew up the design for my channel art, and her friend Beth, who's a graphic artist, created the logo on the computer. So, Kristen, Beth, thank you so much. I mean, it really means a lot to me. And to my other former co-workers that always came to see me in the hospital. Anyway, so many people to thank. So many people over the years have helped me out. Tina took me out to California to see Motley Crue's last 2 concerts. So every now and then there's a benefit or two to having a brain tumor. Not many. I'm going to go ahead and just finish off this beer and wrap it up so that I can get in there and quickly edit this, get it rendered and uploaded. So a big thank you again to everybody for helping me out in my life when I was at my lowest point.